Off here. Let's start this off. I'm glad I gave you guys a little taste of some of this yesterday on the assignment, because hopefully it'll go a little smoother. One thing you found out, though, almost all of you, real quick, you got to take your time. All right, it is very easy to make a mistake on just one little number on your matrix. It throws up everything. All right, especially when you're typing it in your calculator so fast. So first thing, there are a couple things I didn't show you yesterday that I need to show you today. First thing, when you add and subtract, they both have to be the same size. You can't have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 3 and add them. They both have to be the same size. So this first example here, real quick, what's the size do I have here again? These are both 2 by 3. Good. Row by column. Just want to make sure of that. So that means your answer should also be a 2 by 3. All right, again, you can only add and subtract matrices that are the same size. And you guys found out yesterday doing the assignment, whatever's in 1, 1 has to be added to 1, 1 in the other matrix. And here's where the mistakes happened yesterday, right? Take your darn time, whether you're doing it in your head or the calculator. So 0 plus a -2, boom, -2. 5 plus 3, 3 plus 5, -2 plus 7, yep, we got it. 6 plus -9, and -8 plus -6. So there's our final matrix right there. I'll be honest, the adding doesn't concern me as much as the subtracting does, because it's a lot easier to make a mistake with subtracting, especially when you guys are subtracting negative numbers, which happened yesterday. All right, so real quick, -6 minus a -5, that turns into +5. Okay, turns into +5. So I got what, -1 here? Let's do 7 minus 6. We can do that one. That's a 1. I hope. 2 minus 0. Hopefully we can do that one. All right, now watch it over here now. -3 minus -4. That turns into +4, so we should have a 1 there. Okay? Any issues there? Adding and subtracting. Okay, we can also multiply. Now, at the start now, all I want you to do is multiply by a number, because when you multiply two matrices together, that is a whole different ballgame we'll talk about after quiz 1. All right, so the only thing you're going to be responsible for is take a matrix and multiply it, not by another matrix, just by a single number. So I want you to multiply this one by 4. Just so you know, hey, notation-wise, matrix A now changes into 4A. Equals this matrix, showing you're taking matrix A and multiplying everything inside by 4. And hopefully we can do that quick. 8, 20, -12, and 0. Any questions so far? Am I going too fast? Just multiply everything by that number inside the matrix. All right, -5b now. -5b. So -5b is equal to this matrix. Again, take your time. I don't give awards out for finishing first. -10, 15, -25, and 30. Any issues yet? All right, now the next one, now I'm doing a little 2 operations, multiplying and adding. Do your multiplication first, right? Multiply first. So multiply matrix A by 2, multiply matrix B by 3, and then at the very end, add them together. So now here's easily where mistakes could happen here. You're doing 2 operations. So multiply them first. Let's see, 2A. Zero times anything is 0. Don't give me that business. Please just make sure you're checking your answer up here with me before you move on, because I know some of you guys are getting ahead here. Four, -1, 21, -18. Well, because we're about to get nuts here, so go ahead, Marty.
Do you have to show like doing it separately? Like
Nope.
I just did it.
No, that's fine. I know you guys could probably do some of this stuff in your head. All good before we get nuts. All right, you want to talk about mistakes happening. Now we're starting to multiply by a fraction and minus b. All right, so we're taking matrix A and multiplying it by -1/3. Now, let me save you some time on the calc here, because I know some of you guys see the fraction -1/3 and you're like, I'm just going to let the calculator do the work for me. Multiplying by -1/3 is the same as dividing everything in matrix A, dividing it by -3. Okay, so you can think about it that way, because I know I watched some of you in your calculator type things in incorrectly yesterday. So if you're worried about you're going to type something wrong, multiplying by -1/3 is the same as dividing by -3. It's the same thing. So if you want to fly through everything here in matrix A and divide by -3, you can. Do it in your calculator, divide by -3, or just keep using -1/3. Your call. But 1/8, and this goes out to everyone because I did see a lot of you did this yesterday. So -1/3, and then you put this right next to it. Your calculator, if you type that in your calculator is thinking you're subtracting 15. You got to literally you have to hit the multiplication button. All right, you just can't have -1/3 minus 15. It's times -15, so you have to hit the multiplication button. All right, so I'm going to do 1/3 A first. So let's see, can I do this? I'm just going to cheat here. 5. So that's what I get when I multiply matrix A by -1/3. And then I'm going to subtract matrix B from it. Now we look in here, -1, 4, 1, -9, 2, 7, 3, 5 for the top one here. Yep.
For the A1/3, is it divided by -3?
Yes, -3.
Oh.
Sign goes with it. Yep, sign goes with it. Divide by -3. Positive 1/3, you would divide just by 3. Any issues on this one before I start on the next one? Because I get it. Some of you guys are moving ahead. I'm fine. I just want to make sure you got the correct answers here. Some of you guys got caught yesterday. Order matters, right? Just because I have matrix A on the left and matrix B on the right doesn't mean I'm going in that order. All right, here's a case, B plus 1/5 A. If you don't want to use your calculator, what can I do to matrix A? Instead of multiplying by a fifth, divide everything by positive 5. Yep. So make sure I'm going to put matrix B over here first, rewrite it. And I'm going to add 1/5 of A over there now. Everything I give you should be nice and divisible. I'm not going to make your life hectic with fractions. If you do get a fraction, something's going wrong.
Oh, I thought that's it. This is so big.
Everyone all right before I start talking about this last one here? Because there's a common mistake here with the last one. Anything on this second to last one here? Negative 9, 7, 0, 10. 0, negative 4, negative 9, negative 7. All right, let me talk about the third one here before we finish here. Because there's two approaches to it. First approach, which I think most of you might take, is all right, I take matrix A and I multiply it by negative 1/3, divide by negative 3, whatever you do. Now, my question is, what are you doing to matrix B? Okay, I would assume most of you would multiply it by 6 and then subtract the 2. Is anybody multiplying it by negative 6? Because that's where the problem comes in. If you, whoa, it's not a problem.
Can't you just combine them then?
If you multiply by negative 6, now you end up adding the two matrices at the end, right? I just want to make sure we're clear about that. If you do multiply by negative 6, you have taken care of that negative already. Does everyone see that? So here's what you end up doing. Guys, take a look. 1/3 A plus negative 6 times matrix B. So if you end up multiplying matrix B by negative 6, you actually end up adding the 2 at the end. All right? If you multiply by positive 6, then you keep subtracting. I just want you to watch out for that. Don't do a double subtraction. Don't do double subtraction here. I'm not even going to do the in-between steps. I'll just write the final answer because it could be, your in-between steps could be different depending on what you did for matrix B. So ending here. Take a look up. Make sure you have every number correct because I want to go over any number that you don't have correct.